So, what I want to start talking with you first about too is conducting research. Now, what do I mean by this? As soon as I am assigned to work on a brand new course or a program degree, whatever it is, of working with a SME, the very first thing that I want to be able to know about is more of who is this SME? What are they passionate about? What do they love? What are things that they teach about? What do they know? All of these different things are really going to help you when it comes to developing this relationship and starting it off on the right foot. So think about the SME's background, their education. What have they written about recently for articles or blogs or papers? Have they done workshops? Have they done YouTube videos? What can you find about this person on Google? Chances are, and then no matter the industry too, by the way, folks, this could be someone who has been in a corporate organization and they have done amazing things with trainings and workforce development and learning and development. So you can find plenty of things too about folks' accomplishments. This does not have to be just solely about academia and higher ed. But the first thing that I do besides Google is that I really love to use LinkedIn. LinkedIn will show you all of those things from their websites, from the descriptions about what they've done, where they've worked, their education, their trainings, or skills. All of those things are usually there. So I absolutely love LinkedIn. And LinkedIn will also show you, too, what courses they have taught or what trainings they have taught. Really important information, which is always good to know. Now, to give you an example of this, because before I didn't do this strategy. Before I was just going in and not really knowing too much and just saying, like, hey, I'm Luke, I'm an ID. Let's kind of figure this out. Not the best way to start a partnership with someone who doesn't even know what the heck it is that instructional designers do. So, what I started to do, I've learned from my mistakes, is that when I'm working with a SME, the very first thing that I do is I try to conduct this research. So, one story about this is that when I was assigned to work with a professor in a business strategies course, that is, of course, extremely broad and vague. It can go into several different directions. I had no idea where we're going to be going with this. What I did is I went over to LinkedIn. I found his LinkedIn profile, which then led me to his blog and his personal website. And he talked all about some of the recent articles that he made on strategy. And I found them and I read all of them. And they were not short, but I wanted to be able to read as much as I possibly could about his passions because he just produced 3 brand new articles about strategy over that last year. So I read all of these things. And what ended up happening is that I learned his terminology, his perspective on strategy, his mindset on strategy. Now, what ended up happening is that when I finally did meet this SME and we had our introduction call, I could tell that he was already thinking about how do I teach this person more about strategy and what I mean by this. And instead, I went into this conversation saying, like, hey, I already know about those things. And he was like, you do? I'm like, yeah, I read all of your articles. It's like, you did? I'm like, yeah, I care. Like, I want us to be able to start off on the right foot. So that just really showed him that I actually cared about this process. I was investing my time and energy already into this in the very beginning. And that way, what ended up happening is that we skipped that entire awkward process where, like, we don't know each other or what it is that we do or whatever. That was totally skipped. And we just right into thinking all about learning experience and how do we make this course on strategy the very best it possibly could be. And if you're able to do this, it is going to do the exact same thing of saving you so much time and headaches and skipping that awkward moment. So speaking about introductions, what is it that I actually say when I first meet someone? This script that you were seeing in front of you, which I've shared before on the podcast and the blog and on a few other YouTube videos, this is literally what I say to my SMEs every single time. When I introduce myself, I say that I understand how people learn online. Using this knowledge, I'll work with you in order to create a real meaningful learning experience, something that we can be proud of, something that's going to be engaging and interactive and amazing. And together, we're going to be designing and developing curriculums, resources, and materials that, of course, are going to link and align to course outcomes, to competencies, and to skills. Please feel free to take this, edit this, use this as much as you want. I have found over the years that this is going to be the thing that I say that folks really connect with, and they understand after I say all these things what it is that I actually do and why I am here to provide value and showcase really what instructional design is all about.